The sport of luge is a unique sport in the sense that it takes a long time to develop an athlete. We say roughly between 6 to 10 years when an athlete first gets on a sled before they make their first Olympic team. We need to try to prepare our luge athletes for the Olympic Games, and there's a lot of aspects to that. There's the physical training, there's mental training, there's the sled.
The easiest way for me to explain it, I would say it's a cross between kind of a roller coaster and a water slide. So it's a frozen water slide that you're going down, but there are no tracks like there are on a roller coaster. So you're feeling those same pressures that you feel on a roller coaster, but you're in control of where you're going.
You know, we're on the track for such a small amount of time compared to everything else that goes into it. The hours we put into training. We're in the gym pretty much every day all summer and in our off season. So really May to September. In the season, we're training every day. So we go from lifting to lifting and sliding. Sometimes up to 8 runs a day, depending on where we are, what kind of track time we get. That doesn't even touch on the equipment side of things, which is another huge amount of hours.
That equipment, that's what gives you that Zen feeling. Hey, I'm so comfortable. Hey, I know exactly how this is gonna react. When metal on ice, there's not a lot of friction there. So it's all about having this relationship with your sled, your start, your sliding.
If you think about the sport of luge, we're going 90 miles an hour down a track, pulling up to 5 Gs sometimes. So you're trying to make the best and fastest sled possible so that you can be the fastest going down the hill. And that requires some pretty high technology in the sleds to do that. We're building our sleds from scratch. We have to build the runners, the actual steel that runs on the ice. We have to create those pieces. We have to create each little piece that goes into the sled.
We're working on our sleds for hours. In the last 30 hours, I've probably been in the sled shop for 15 or 16 of those. And it is about that setup, that magical setup where the sled feels good. It reacts how you want it to react. You're comfortable, you're confident.
Luge is a very tough thing to explain to someone who's never tried it before. It's such a cool feeling, a cool phenomenon that it's very personal to each slider. I've spent a lot of time trying to put it into words what it feels like, so I'll give it my best shot here. So you're at like a level 10 and you're really going for it. It's just raw strength and power. But then the second you lay down, you really need to dial that back down to like a level 3. You need to be relaxed on the sled. Your whole body is it's a shock absorber for the sled. So you really let the track speed up. You're trying to put yourself into that aerodynamic position. You're pointing your toes as hard as you can. You're putting your head back to the point where you really can't see the run anymore. So you're trying to go off feel as you go up on these corners. The G-forces are pushing on your head. They're pushing on your body. It's getting harder and harder to breathe. But this whole time you're trying to maintain this imaginary perfect line on the way down. So you're fighting for your steers, you're fighting for your aerodynamic position, and you're also trying to relax while you're doing all this. And meanwhile, you're going 90 miles per hour.
Luge is a very technology-based sport, and it's always changing. Year to year, the technology is advancing, and it's been really amazing to watch the past couple years. Our staff, working with our sponsors, working with Norton, to make sure that we're on the cutting edge and we're doing everything we need to be getting on that podium.
When I was an athlete, I won races by 1,000th of a second, lost races by 1,000th of a second, and tied races to 1,000th of a second. It's in the steals where you're going to find the thousandths, the hundredths, the tenths of a second that you need for the athletes to win a race.
There's a lot that goes into the runners. There's a lot that goes into the aerodynamics of the shell. So for us, we teamed up with Norton Saint-Gobain. They donated some of their smart minds to us to help us with our engineering. They helped us with our steels, our metallurgy. They help us with sanding the runners. They help us with the shape of the runners. They help us with pretty much anything and everything with the runners and the sled in general. So that technology allows us to be the best in the world. When we're fighting for thousandths, we're able to get tenths on other countries.
Norton has been such a huge factor ever since I've been in the sport. Having so many people from Norton that are so passionate about helping us, it's been so much fun over the years to kind of see how it's evolved and how our equipment has evolved and how much faster we're going now.
More than just being a financial sponsor, we thought it would be great if we took our expertise of our engineers and our employees and helped them improve their performance. And our engineers started working with the luge team, figuring out what the problems they were having. And then we would come up with solutions for that. And that's kind of natural for us. That's what we do with our customers every day. We're in their plants, looking at their problems, understanding their challenges, and then we deliver solutions. And so we just took that same thing that we do every day working with our customers, and we took that to the luge team.
After I won my medal in 2014, I was able to bring it home and share it with a lot of Norton employees at Waterville Elite, and it was so much fun. Everyone was obviously very excited. They've followed my career closely and paid attention to the whole team at the Olympics, and it's been one of the greatest things throughout my whole career is being able to celebrate success with everyone who helps us achieve it. So it was really fun, and it's so interesting. I'm a little bit of a science nerd, so it's super interesting for me to see a lot of the processes that go into the equipment that we use. So not only, I think, were they excited to see my medal, I was kind of excited to see a lot of the other stuff that they do.
The people of Norton are incredible. We had so many people come out to the World Cup last year, and it was awesome. It was so fun. Everyone was having a great time.
This is a precision sport. This is a performance-based sport. This is Formula One, essentially, where there's a lot of gray areas. Here's the rule book, go. And there's a lot of room for improvement, and ever since Norton came into the luge world, we've seen that improvement.
Now we can appreciate the depth of our team. Now we can replicate equipment. All of these things have come together, and it's really allowed us to show how strong of a team we have. In the past, we've had great equipment for the #1 sled, but that wasn't able to be replicated for the rest of us. So now we have multiple people who are within striking distance of a medal who also have the equipment to get there. And that's been huge for us. It's been huge for me.
Norton, to us, yes, they're a sponsor, but to us, they're family. They've been around forever. They not only provide us with financial support, but they provide us with unparalleled materials, from the abrasives to the glue to pretty much anything that goes into our sled. And they provide us support. I mean, these guys watch every race. They cheer us on. They congratulate us when we do well. So this isn't really just something where money changes hands and they maybe get support from it. This is really, we've become a family. They're behind us, they support us, and we support them. So it's so much more than a sponsorship, and we thank Norton every day for that.